Welcome to our journey through the most important events in history. These milestones have shaped the world we live in today. Imagine a time before writing, when stories lived only in memory. Everything changed around 3100 BCE with the invention of writing. In Mesopotamia, the Sumerians developed cuneiform, and in Egypt, hieroglyphs emerged. Between 3000 and 2000 BCE, great civilizations began to emerge. In Mesopotamia, city-states and empires rose, and the wheel was invented. Along the Nile, Egyptians built pyramids and developed astronomy. In the Indus Valley, advanced urban planning flourished. Picture Babylon, 1754 BCE. King Hammurabi created the Code of Hammurabi, a collection of 282 laws. These laws offered a glimpse into the values and social structures of ancient Babylon. From the banks of the Ganges, where the sacred waters flow and rituals are performed at dawn, to the vast deserts of Arabia, where the sands whisper ancient tales and Bedouin tents stand resilient against the harsh winds, humanity's spiritual journey has been shaped by a constellation of faiths. Each region, with its unique landscape and culture, has given birth to profound spiritual traditions. Hinduism, one of the oldest religions, emerged in the Indian subcontinent. It is a rich tapestry of beliefs, rituals, and philosophies that have evolved over millennia. The sacred texts, temples, and practices reflect a deep connection to the divine and the cosmos. Judaism arose in the ancient Near East, a region steeped in history and tradition. The faith of the Jewish people is deeply rooted in the covenant between God and Abraham, and it has endured through centuries of exile and return. Buddhism, founded by Siddhartha Gautama, offered a path to enlightenment through meditation, ethical conduct, and wisdom. The teachings of the Buddha have spread across Asia, inspiring countless individuals to seek inner peace and understanding. Christianity and Islam, two of the world's major religions, have spread their messages of faith, compassion, and community across the globe. Christianity, based on the life and teachings of Jesus Christ, emphasizes love and redemption. Islam, revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, calls for submission to the will of Allah and fosters a sense of unity among its followers. The shores of the Aegean Sea, 5th century BCE, Socrates challenged Athenians to question everything. Plato explored reality and justice. Aristotle laid the foundation for centuries of intellectual inquiry. In Athens, democracy took root. Citizens gathered in the agora, debating and voting on public matters. From Macedonia to the Indus River, Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire. His conquests led to the Hellenistic Age, blending Greek, Egyptian, Persian, and Indian traditions. Alexandria became a center of learning and scholarship. Rome began as a small city-state on the Tiber River. The Roman Republic extended its reach across the Italian peninsula and beyond. Roman law influenced legal systems for centuries. Roman engineering left an indelible mark on the landscape. Roman culture emphasized honor, duty, and civic virtue. By the 5th century CE, the Roman Empire was crumbling. Economic instability and political corruption weakened the empire. In 476 CE, the last Roman emperor in the West was deposed. The fall of Rome marked the beginning of the Middle Ages. As Europe entered the Middle Ages, the Islamic Golden Age flourished. Scholars made groundbreaking discoveries in science, mathematics, and medicine. The Islamic Golden Age reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge transcends cultural boundaries. The year is 1347. Europe stands on the brink of an unprecedented catastrophe. A ship arrives in Sicily, carrying the bubonic plague. Unbeknownst to the inhabitants, this vessel harbors a deadly cargo, infected rats and fleas. The Black Death swept across Europe and Asia, leaving devastation in its wake. It spread rapidly, carried by fleas that infested black rats, which were common on ships and in towns. Entire communities were wiped out and cities became ghost towns. Streets once bustling with life were now eerily silent, filled only with the echoes of despair. The plague's impact went far beyond the immense loss of life. It altered the course of history, affecting social structures, economies, and even religious beliefs. The world would never be the same again. The mid-15th century saw Johannes Gutenberg's invention of the printing press. Gutenberg's press allowed for the mass production of books. The printing press fueled the Renaissance and the Protestant Reformation. It democratized access to knowledge and transformed communication. The late 15th century marked the beginning of the Age of Exploration. European explorers set sail, venturing into uncharted waters. Christopher Columbus stumbled upon the Americas. The Age of Exploration led to significant cultural exchange and trade. In 1517, Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the door of the Wittenberg Church. The Protestant Reformation led to the emergence of new Protestant denominations and religious wars across Europe. The scientific revolution shattered the geocentric view. Nicholas Copernicus proposed the heliocentric model. Isaac Newton's laws of motion and universal gravitation laid the foundation for modern physics. The 18th century witnessed the Industrial Revolution. James Watt's improved steam engine led to the development of factories. The Industrial Revolution transformed societies and economies. The late 18th century witnessed two revolutions. In 1776, the American colonies declared their independence. The American Revolution inspired other movements for freedom. In 1789, the French Revolution erupted, promoting liberty, equality, and fraternity. The 20th century was marked by two global conflicts, World War I and World War II. These wars not only shaped the geopolitical landscape but also had profound social and economic impacts that are still felt today. World War I left millions dead and redrew national boundaries. The war introduced new forms of warfare, including trench warfare and chemical weapons, which caused unprecedented levels of destruction and suffering. World War II was even more devastating, with the rise of Nazi Germany. The conflict saw the widespread use of advanced military technology and tactics, leading to massive civilian and military casualties. The war left an estimated 40 to 85 million dead. Cities were reduced to rubble and entire populations were displaced. The Holocaust, one of the darkest chapters in human history, resulted in the systematic extermination of 6 million Jews. In the aftermath of these devastating conflicts, the United Nations was formed to prevent future wars and to promote peace and cooperation among nations. Its creation marked a new era in international relations, aiming to ensure that such global conflicts would never happen again. The aftermath of World War II saw the emergence of the Cold War. A geopolitical standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union dominated the second half of the 20th century. The Cold War led to significant technological advancements, including the space race. The 20th century witnessed a wave of decolonization. India's independence from Great Britain in 1947 inspired other movements. Decolonization reshaped the geopolitical landscape. The late 20th and early 21st centuries witnessed the digital revolution. The internet connected people across the globe. The digital revolution continues to reshape our world. These events are threads in the vast tapestry of time. They remind us of the power of ideas and the resilience of the human spirit. Stay curious and keep exploring the past to understand our present and future.